Beachfront living in Sydney, is it as good as you think? Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Good morning, Nat. Look at that.
I
In
know,
the
I'm
ocean.
swim. Look at that.
And that is a photo of a house literally a couple of kilometres away from our office.
Yeah, so
And
this is in Coleroy Beach, this one. So literally 5-minute drive away.
it happens. Now, there's hundreds of things about beachfront living that you should consider. We're going to talk about some of the most important ones today. Some make you money, some lose your money, some are health, some are psychologically wearing you down or lifting you up. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I think this is just such a fun topic because beachfront living, I think you sort of think of like the beach house, like all the like the stripe, like the pattern, the design of it. But I think today we're going to reveal some harsh truths about some of the downsides of beachfront living. And this is just one example behind us. Coastal erosion is probably the big number one, especially in the Coleroy Narrabeen area.
Yeah, it's the first thing that comes to mind when I think about beachfront. I'm not sure about people out there today if that's what you think as well, but it's very Instagrammable. It is a lovely view, Luke. Good morning, Paul, as well. It's a healthy life, I think. Also, like you've got the beautiful fresh air coming in over the ocean, the salty air. But would you do it?
See, I probably wouldn't. I go to the beach and I get annoyed when sand's in my tote bag. So I couldn't imagine just having sand everywhere all the time. It's probably I'm more of a city dweller myself, I think. But I don't know. I think if I surfed, it'd be a different story.
Yeah, and I think in Sydney you're a harbour person or you're a beach person. I think, or maybe even a pitwater person. You're sort of you're between those three, and I guess what strongly resonates with me over those three is beach. I love beach. I could do it. I could do it happily. It is expensive.
Yeah, well, that's one thing with beachfront living is that it's got a really good resale value as well. So we were just saying off air that even the houses in this area, like they're not going down in value.
No. They're going up just as much as every other house. They're on spec, even though in the northern beaches they're building a bit of a seawall on Coleroy and Narrabeen there, which is costing each owner of each house, and the council's put in a little bit of money as well. But what are the other considerations that I know you've done a bit of research? We've spoken to we speak to a lot of landowners that own these types of properties, that have sold these types of properties, bought these types of properties. What are the other considerations people should think about?
Well, I actually talked to my grandma about this on Mother's Day this weekend. She's been a Northern Beaches local her whole life, so she had a bit of insider knowledge. But unpredictable weather, obviously, is one of the big considerations. Even look at the floods that happened not that long ago. We got rising sea levels. So a property that you buy now, in 12 years, you could have a pool in your living room that you didn't want. So there's just something to think about, the actual how long you're going to have that property and what the area and the beach is looking like and what's predicted with the waves. Yep. But one thing my grandma did mention is everything in a beachfront property a lot of the time is sticky because of the salt and the moisture.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah. Which
so
is
that's
something
inside and outside of the house, I guess, because you open that window or door, booyah.
Yeah, all the salt, the sand, like the water, and it gets into your appliances. So that's one thing that I think a lot of people wouldn't consider when buying on the beachfront. You actually have to invest in some really good stainless steel appliances because everything rusts very quickly, which is something I wouldn't.
I do have to say, if I'm going to Google it now, if you are in a beachfront, one thing you'll learn very quickly is stainless steel grades. Now, there's I'm just doing a grade chart for Australia at the moment. Stainless steel grades that you're going to get, guys, and you're going to learn this if you're buying a house is where is it? When you buy, so for example, when you buy something at Bunnings and you see that it's really, really cheap, the grade of the stainless steel of what you're buying is going to be absolutely rubbish. It's rubbish. So, and what will happen is after a year or two, it looks fantastic out of the shop. And after a year or two, even if you're not on the beachfront, it looks like rubbish. If you are on the beachfront, it is eaten up and gone within 6 months. So people on beachfronts will start to look for really good quality stainless steel. If you do Google stainless steel grades, I'm finding it a bit hard to find, but if you do Google it, you'll get all your grades reported to you, and you want to buy the best. So 304 is regarded as good, but then you'll start getting marine grade stainless steel. So, for example, on a boat, the stainless steel that they put on the boat is absolutely incredible. It will last an entire lifetime. You can buy that quality stainless steel for your light fittings. You can buy that quality stainless steel for your barbecue. You can buy that quality stainless steel anywhere you have steel in your house. So generally brass and generally high quality stainless steels when you're on a beachfront, believe it or not, important. Otherwise, you're buying it every couple of years. You'll learn fast.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the type of thing I think a lot of beachfront buyers have to be cautious of, because, yes, you're probably going to spend a lot more up front on these stainless steel appliances that are higher grade, but then that's saving you from buying 3 or 4 replacements in 5 years because everything just keeps breaking from moisture.
Yeah. I've bought a Spit, being Serbian background. I got a Spit. And I bought it from Monavale Barbecues, and a Spit at Bunnings is $80. A Spit with high grade stainless steel is about $1,800.
I'm so happy you know the cost of Spits.
You'll spend about, that's a multiple of 18. So you'll spend about 10 times the amount of whatever you're buying on a beachfront property to get the right stainless steel. 10 to 20 times of what you can just buy cheap. That's expensive.
Mm. Yeah, well, so stainless steel appliances. So looking at the grades, sort of like a thread count. That's what it reminded me of. Like the higher the thread count, the better quality. So that's
correct.
Yeah,
that's right. A screw. If you've got screws or nails in timber on a beachfront property, it's going to rust if it's not the correct stuff.
Great. And then we sort of talked about sand, but wind is one thing that is quite intense if you're living right on the beachfront, especially Northern Beaches is quite a windy area. But you were saying that sometimes the wind can be just as bad as heavy traffic.
Yeah, so the noise of the crashing waves in the wind, and that wind can be a higher decibel count than a main road or a highway. It is, if anyone's ever experienced on a beachfront, the noise of the crashing of the waves, it is absolutely ferocious. It can keep you up all night. But we've been pretty negative on the beachfront. I think we've got to roll out some positives now.
Yeah, well, we sort of touched on it briefly before. You were talking about the psychology behind living on the beachfront. It's actually proven that living on the beachfront is healthier for your mental and physical well-being. So people who live on the beachfront are more likely to keep up physical activity. So even if it's just walking on the beach every morning, and swimming, obviously, but people have been shown to have a healthier lifestyle when they live in that area.
So I guess your disposition, mentally, physically, happier, better, stronger, faster. It's a really healthy life.
Yeah. And then obviously better air quality. So it's obviously you're getting that fresh sea air every morning. If you have a balcony, it would be just the best thing. Wake up, read a book on the balcony. And of course, you're on the beach as well. So you're closer, you're more likely to be closer to like local amenities. There's going to be cafes, shops. There's going to be a lot of local life. I have a few mates who live on the beach, and they just rave about how they can literally just go for a walk, 2 minutes, they have a coffee, and they can just walk around. And it's something that other areas you probably don't get that same environment and the feel.
There. Another thing as well that people got to consider is if you're in a beach in Sydney, you're east facing, you're waking up with the sun. So beautiful sunrises to wake up to. Something that mentally, physically is just would be quite exhilarating. So I can imagine that every morning, a beautiful sunrise coming up and you having a cup of coffee there. Now alternatives to beachfront. So if people don't want to get around a few of the cons of being on a beachfront, places like Summit Avenue, you mentioned this morning, you can sort of get a little bit off that beach, still get everything that goes with it.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just talking about Summit Avenue because there's a property that's DY Headland, in case anyone isn't sure. It's sold for $10 million, and it broke the previous suburb record, which was around $8 million. And the reason being, it's technically on the beach, but it doesn't get any of the cons that we've been talking about. It's on the headland, so you're not getting, and it's quite back, so you're not getting too much wind, but you're close to all the local amenities. It's a beautiful house. But yeah, so when you're thinking about buying on the beach, think just buying slightly further back from the beach or slightly to the right or the left of the beach, because that's what I think I read an article, they were calling it bridesmaid houses. So it's not the bride, but it's the bridesmaid, but you're still getting all the pros, but you're just getting rid of some of the cons we were talking about. Rather than getting all the wind and the sand, you're still getting all the benefits.
So we've talked about beachfront guys and girls this morning. We've talked about some pros. We've talked about some cons. We've talked about pricing on these beachfronts, that they do go up terrifically well, even if they do suffer from erosion. That doesn't seem to repel the pricing going up. Anything else we should know about on beachfront houses that we may have missed?
I think just one final note, just going back to this image here with coastal erosion, is that as we've seen with this house, that if coastal protection laws actually outweigh all property law. So as we were sort of talking about with the seawall, these people are going to have to pay for the seawall to go up. This is something to consider, just to do your research if you're looking to buy on the beach, and have a look at some of the coastal laws and predictions about where whether the sea is going to be coming into your living room.
Some of these homes are not insurable.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out on your insurance policy before you buy in either flood, lake, waterfront, beachfront. Check your insurance policy from 2 or 3 insurance companies. You don't want to rely on one, because they could stop their premium after a couple of years, and then you've got no one else to look after you. Get 2 or 3 quotes, take an average of those 2 or 3 quotes, and make sure that the home is insurable, because some homes are not.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
And that is beachfront life. I don't know. You know what? After going through all these pros and cons, I'm still in. I love it.
See, I'm all for the city. I'd rather be. I think I'm what you said. I'm more of a harbour person myself.
Yeah. Well, and I guess harbour wise, you're not getting a lot of that erosion, a lot of that high wind. There's a little bit more protection than that raw coastal, and probably noise as well. I think the noise from those waves, as opposed to being on a harbour. Yeah. It's a really good debate. Are you a harbour person or a beach person? The pros and cons. I actually don't think it's even. I think it's more built into your DNA rather than anything. You can go for all the pros and cons that you want, but I still think it's just inside of you. You just love the beach, or you just love the harbour.
Yeah, I know. Sydney Opera House, can't beat it for me.
It's beautiful.
It is.
Legend.
Oh, all right.
Thank you. Thank you for that today. The pros and cons of buying on a beach, will they make you money? Yes, they will, but bear in mind there's going to be stuff that's going to cost money along the way, and I think we'll cover a lot of them. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Nat. See you, everyone. Take care. Have a great day. See ya.
See ya.
Good.